This is Kathy from GadgetStop321, and in today's video I'm going to be comparing the turquoise inks in my collection. I'm going to be taking a look at Iroshizuku Kon-peki, Sailor Manyo Sumire. Those two are very similar. Robert Auster Australian Opal Blue, Robert Auster Silver Fire and Ice. This is a shimmer ink. And Sailor Manyo Yomogi. Alright, and I'm going to start with the Iroshizuku Kon-peki in a Jinhao X750 with a medium nib. Very saturated. And very wet in this medium nib. This isn't a Jinhao nib. This is a replacement nib. What is it? A Pen BBS. I put a Pen BBS nib in here so that I could compare this to the next ink, Sailor Manyo Sumire. I wanted these two pens to have as close to the same size nib as possible. So these are both Pen BBS medium nibs. So this one's a little bit lighter. Very similar color, just a little bit lighter, a little less saturated. All right. Next, I've got the Robert Auster Australian Opal Blue, and I've got it in my Kaveco Perkeo with a medium nib. Now, this is the least saturated of all of these turquoises. And I don't know if it's the best match for this nib. Let's see, Robert Auster. I'm looking forward to testing this ink in a variety of the nib sizes, doing my pen test with this ink, because it feels, I can tell it's not very saturated. It feels kind of dry in this pen, but this nib is so smooth that even with it feeling kind of dry, it's a pleasant writer. It's just a little pale for me. It looks like an ink that would have some nice shading to it, but I'm just not seeing it in this nib. All right, next, these next two I really liked. In this wooden pen that my sister got me as a gift, I've got Robert Auster Silver Fire and Ice. I don't have a lot of experience with shimmer inks, and this one I've been really impressed with. I really like this underlying color. I didn't do my ink smear on that one. I'll have to go back and do it. When that dries, we'll see how well this shimmer shows up. And the last ink is Sailor Manyo Yomogi, and I've done a writing test with that in several of my pens and nib sizes. And I'm going to be writing with it today in my Nemesign Singularity with a 0.6 stub. This is just a good nib for showing off the characteristics of an ink, just making it look its best. And this looks very similar to the Robert Auster Fire and Ice. The underlying color is very similar. Fire and Ice might be a little less saturated, but it's a very similar color. If you like the color of the Robert Auster but don't want the shimmer, this is a good option. All right. And while we're at it, this Robert Auster Opal Blue, with it looking so pale, in that, I really wanted to try it with it looking so pale in the Percao medium, I wanted to try it in my Pilot Custom 74 with the fine nib. So I'll go ahead and give that a try real quick. And I'm feeling the feedback from this watery ink. It is laying the ink down a little bit heavier, but it's still pretty pale. So I'm still looking forward to trying this in some more nibs. Maybe some wetter, wider nibs like the Nemesign. All right, let's take a look at these up closer. The Kon-peki, with it in this wet medium, has some nice red sheen. I don't know if y'all will be able to see this, but there's some nice red sheen. The Sumire, I'm seeing some nice shading. Like, look at the S there, you can really see it. And on the little squiggles here. The Opal Blue, like I said, just looks a little flat. I'm seeing a little bit of shading. It's not bad in this nib. I would like to try it in a little bit wetter nib. The Robert Auster Fire and Ice. Let's see. I'm seeing some red sheen and the sparkles. Now, I would like to use this in a wider nib. Again, I think it would look really nice in the Nemesign stub since it lays down more ink. But that's nice if you like the shimmer. And I'm really seeing the red sheen in the Yomogi. That's a nice ink. Now, these two are coming across a bright blue here. These two lean a little toward the teal side of the spectrum. And there's the Australian Opal in the Custom 74 with the gold nib. It's laying it down just the slightest bit heavier. I think I like it a little more than that nib, than the Percao medium. See some nice shading there in the scribble. All right. This was one of my favorite ink comparisons because these are such beautiful inks. I really enjoy these. All right. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.